And unfortunately, when I came along, I didn't have anybody in my ear telling me anything. It was all, and a lot of the guys hadn't gone through the things that I went through, especially in '85. Even Richard or Darrell or any of those guys.
Stock car legend Bill Elliott talked about how hard it was to guide his son, Chase Elliott, in the intense world of racing. A simple interview is now getting lots of attention online because people liked hearing about how a dad helped his famous son through a rough time. Chase Elliott, the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion, sits 6th in the 2025 standings with 181 points. He trails leader William Byron by 63 points. The 29-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, has recorded only 3 top 5 finishes this season at Circuit of the Americas, Martinsville, and Darlington. His winless streak now extends to 41 races since his 2024 Texas victory. But behind these stark numbers lies a story that's capturing hearts across the internet. Bill Elliott's raw honesty about the challenges of raising a racing son has struck a chord with parents everywhere. In a February 9th, 2021 interview with the New York Times, Bill Elliott opened up about the emotional reality of watching Chase follow in his footsteps. His words have resurfaced and are now spreading like wildfire across NASCAR communities. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't know how my parents did it with me, because the thing you've got to look at is when your kid falls down and gets hurt, do you run over there and pick them up and cuddle them? Or do you say, shake it off? The NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee didn't stop there. He painted a picture that many parents in competitive sports understand all too well. I can understand the racing, but the emotional toll it takes, it's like when you see child actors and people have their drug issues. Now, I do think racing keeps you better grounded because of restraints you have around you. So that is a plus to me. But it's a tough sport, and people are brutal. These words carry extra weight now. Chase Elliott faces the worst performance stretch of his career since his first Cup Series victory at Watkins Glen International in 2018. He has captured only 1 victory in his last 84 Cup Series events. The pressure on Chase Elliott extends beyond typical driver expectations. He carries the Elliott name, a legacy built by his father's 44 Cup Series victories and 1988 championship. Bill Elliott raced in NASCAR from 1976 to 2012, competing full-time from 1983 to 2003. He won the Daytona 500 in 2012, 1985, and 1987. Chase Elliott won the NASCAR Cup Series Most Popular Driver Award 6 consecutive times from 2018 to 2024. His reign as NASCAR's most beloved driver now faces challenges from teammate Kyle Larson, who recently overtook Elliott in merchandise sales. Larson said this about surpassing Elliott in merchandise sales. Yeah, I think it's something that is cool, and I'm just going to be proud of it because Chase Elliott is the man when it comes to fans and merch. But I have, obviously, had a couple of years of double and stuff. I think that's why the merch stuff. But yeah, either way, it's cool. The shift represents more than numbers. Larson's success across multiple racing disciplines has expanded his appeal beyond traditional NASCAR audiences. His victories in sprint cars, midgets, and IndyCar racing have created a broader fan base that now threatens Elliott's dominance. Chase Elliott started the 2025 season with promise. He led 171 of 200 laps to win the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium on February 2nd. The exhibition victory suggested better things ahead. History tells a different story about Clash winners, though. Only Jeff Gordon in 1997 won the Clash race, Daytona 500, and championship in the same season. The optimism from Bowman Gray quickly faded. Elliott's teammates William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Alex Bowman occupy the top 3 championship positions with 244, 208, and 205 points, respectively. Elliott sits 63 points behind Byron despite consistent top 10 performances. Performance Racing Network journalist Claire B. Lang expressed growing concerns about Elliott's championship hopes. Lang said,
"Are there any mortal locks left? Now that Blaney's won, is there a driver left that absolutely you are sure you bet the family fortune on is going to win?"
I have to think Chase Elliott or Tyler Reddick. And Chase Elliott, he's a perennial contender, and so he's in Hendrick equipment. I just think that there will be a track where he finds himself and breaks through. Up to now, he's kind of just been so-so, but At some point, he's going to have to pull off the dub. And, I'm not quite sure where it could be, maybe a short track. His two top fives, and it's hard to believe that we're 14 races in and we're only talking about two top fives for Chase Elliott, but you have the shortest track, Martinsville, the biggest track, Talladega. So somewhere in between, doesn't he have to find victory lane?
Lang noted Elliott has 3 top 5s, not 2, but her broader point stands. A former champion performing at this level raises questions about playoff qualification. Elliott's struggles coincide with NASCAR's Next-Gen car era. The 7th-generation car debuted in 2022 with a 670 horsepower limit that many drivers consider insufficient for competitive racing. Elliott has struggled with the car's passing limitations since its introduction. The Next-Gen car's passing problems affected Elliott's 2022 playoff performance. A snowboarding accident in early 2023 compounded his difficulties. He missed the playoffs for the first time in his career that season. Elliott supports increasing horsepower to improve racing quality. He addressed the complexity of gaining manufacturer support for such changes. Throughout my career, it's like Chevrolet might want one thing, Toyota might want something else, and Ford might want something different, so you're going to have to get all of them to agree, which, in my view, is going to be a difficult thing to do. But hopefully they can, and everybody's willing to give it a shot somewhere just to see if it makes a difference. It might not do anything, but it might really help. The horsepower debate extends beyond simple performance. NASCAR requires teams to use engines for at least 3 events. Increasing power creates durability concerns that manufacturers must address. Elliott explained, and that's probably going to be a question for them, truthfully, because they're going to dictate how much power we can give the current packages that we have, and still have the longevity and the reliability we expect to have, because I think we have to run them 3 times. The Elliott family connection runs deeper than shared DNA and racing talent. Bill Elliott served as an extra spotter during Chase's first Cup Series victory at Watkins Glen International. The moment created a parallel between father and son that few racing families experience. Both Bill and Chase Elliott recorded 8 second-place finishes before capturing their first Cup Series victories. Both won their inaugural races on road courses. Bill's first victory came at Riverside International Raceway in 1983. Sometimes certain things line up and you can't ask why or what or why things worked in that particular way, Bill Elliott said about the parallels. Chase Elliott valued his father's presence during the breakthrough moment. Just glad to have him here. He was pretty encouraging those last couple laps, which was certainly helpful, and I was able to get it done. Bill Elliott described Watkins Glen as one of NASCAR's most demanding road courses. This is probably one of the toughest road courses that I've seen. A lot of things have to go your way. It's a very fast, demanding place, and the team did an awesome job. The victory represented more than a first win. It validated the Elliott family's racing legacy while establishing Chase as a legitimate Cup Series contender. Elliott's recent performances reflect a driver taking responsibility for team shortcomings. His 6th-place finish in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway exemplified his current frustrations. "I thought our Napa Chevy was really good. Our whole team did a great job except for me, honestly," Elliott told Express US Sports after the race. He detailed specific mistakes that cost the team better results. Gained spots on pit road all night, had a fast car, and I gave them all right back. Elliott made a critical error on a restart after Carson Hocevar's engine failure brought out a caution. He dropped from 5th to 10th position immediately after losing momentum in turns 1 and 2.